Step one is getting good on being on the phone. It's all about building a routine. And I know that that's like a crazy thing. You're like, that doesn't help with objections. Cold calling is a lot like doing pull-ups. If any of you have ever gotten really good at pull-ups, you start to get these calluses on your hand, but it takes a while, and it becomes like very difficult to do pull-ups until you get these calluses. Until you build a routine as an SDR of I'm going to make, and even as an AE, that I'm going to do this block of cold calls in the morning, this one in the early afternoon, late afternoon, and maybe late. I feel like you never build the callus. If you just, there's a saying called eat the frog, which is like, you don't eat the frog in like little bites. You eat the frog in big chunks. Shout out to Brian Tracy. That's his line. And so step one, if you want to get better at cold calling, is you have to get in a routine. And then what I did is I used tick sheets, and I said, look, in this block, I'm going to make 15 dials. I'm not going to get up to go to the bathroom, refill my coffee, anything. 15. And I gave myself an hour. And then if I finished early, I was done. So after my 15, I got up and I left, right? If I got it done early, great. If I was dilly-dallying around doing too much research, then it took me an hour and 10 minutes to do the cold call block. So candidly, if you want to get better at being on the phone, build that routine. That, my friends, is like the most important piece. Number two is you have to listen to your own game film. I would listen to my own calls, and I would have my boss listen. And if they're like, Jake, you're talking too fast, I would practice slowing down. And that's kind of going to be my final piece of advice too. But you have to go back and replay your game film. Every elite athlete does this. Every single elite athlete does exactly what I'm saying. They go back and they watch themselves. They looked at how they perform. Sales is no different. You have to go and do that. And that goes to number three. I would practice the process of getting uncomfortable on every call. That I made it a point. I hung up after one call, I'll never forget. And I was like, man, you just wimped out. I said, I never want to talk to myself like that again. So I made sure that I didn't do that. I made sure that I wanted to make sure after every call I made that I never didn't have that uncomfortable moment, because that uncomfortable moment only takes 5 seconds, as opposed to thinking about that uncomfortable moment for minutes or hours. And so that's how I got better. I built the routine. I listened to myself, and I set that one rule. I will never hang up from a call not feeling like I didn't have that uncomfortable moment. So that's what's up, everyone. I hope it helps.